All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Itching to Vote. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I am so honored to have Representative Yvette Herrell and as well as Representative Jane Powdrell-Culbert is up in the house. Woohoo! Welcome, ladies.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Representative Jane Powdrell, I'm going to let you just kind of talk about.
Yvette and I have been at the legislature together. This is 9 years, 10 years?
8 years.
8 years now.
Yes.
And so we sit next to each other on the floor. We've worked very well together.
Okay.
And I am so excited about her being elected to Congress.
Woohoo!
I'm not even saying running for Congress, about her being elected to Congress, and she's going to be a great congresswoman, and so for her district, and for our special relationship, we wish her all the luck. She's very astute.
Awesome.
And she's very conservative. And she's one of those individuals that I know will make New Mexico a much, much better place to live. And, she's trustworthy. And I've sat with her, like I said, for 8 years. We've sat on the floor side by side. And what I miss, she catches. And every once in a while, she misses something, and I catch it. And so
it's great synergy.
It is. It really is. And so, Caleb, I'm glad that you're interviewing her tonight. And I know this is going to show all over the country about how great New Mexico is.
Yes, it will.
What New Mexico has to offer the rest of the country. And this is just one of our diamonds that's going to be elected to Congress.
All right.
And so I'll let you interview Yvette.
Let's get her done. Thank you so much, and thank you. We're so honored to have Representative Jane Powdrell-Culbert. She's just an amazing lady. So, Representative Yvette Herrell, tell us about yourself, the position that you're running for, all the viewers out there in New Mexico and all over the world that's watching this right now.
Well, thank you. Thank you for interviewing me tonight. And you know what? This is something I have just had a passion for. I was born in Ruidoso, New Mexico. Grew up in Cloudcroft. And now I'm actually serving in my 8th year as a state representative. I worked, though, in Santa Fe for 2 years before I ran for office. And I knew right away, I said, after 9/11, and I don't think this is unique to my situation, but I think a lot of people nationally said, you know what, I need to get in touch with who's making decisions for me on the government level. And let's get back in touch with God. And so for me, I started obviously getting back into church. I grew up in a Christian family, but I started going back to church.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
My dad's a bishop, so I know.
Oh, I tell you.
Thank you.
And I knew, that was something I wanted to focus on. But I also wanted to be more aware of who was making decisions for me on all levels of government. So I got very engaged in our local party. I worked on some campaigns. I just started looking at how can I make a difference. And before you know it, I'm working in Santa Fe as a legislative assistant. And then the woman from my district had decided she would not run for re-election, and I got several calls, and people said, you need to do it. And I did. And you know what? When I was working the neighborhoods and knocking on doors, and I didn't know what I was getting into other than I knew I wanted to serve. And I knew that the people that we're trusting and voting for at the election, on voting day, we need to know who that person is. Are we aligned with our values? And I started realizing this is important. And as soon as I got elected, I realized for me it was more of a calling. I believe in my heart that we are getting so used to segregating everybody, whether it's party,
and polarization.
It is, whether it's the party or whether it's a belief one way or the other. We're separating ourselves into such a bunch of different areas that really, I believe in my heart that there are more of us that have shared commonalities and shared values than not. And I know we're always going to have differences. I get that. But as far as educating our kids and having jobs and being able to buy medications and where we live and mortgages and military and safety, those things are common to us. And so I have really worked to build those relationships both sides of the aisle. I've been a very effective leader in Santa Fe, and I don't feel like we need to go to Washington, D.C. and reinvent the wheel. I think we have a very good platform in which to build from right now, but it's about shared values. It's about making New Mexico the place we want it to be.
Yes.
I mean, it's about protecting our way of life, how we do business, how we grow business, how we raise our kids, having limited government, more choices for personal prosperity.
And lower taxes.
Lower taxes have been great, and I think New Mexico we have not been able to see our true potential yet, but I think we will. And I think the common denominator is the shared values that we have. Let's make our state safer. Let's ensure federal grants are available to some of the communities that are looking to put more police officers down the force.
Right.
How are we going to help to educate our kids so where we can produce a workforce?
Right.
Whether it's through apprenticeship programs or through trades, whatever it is. But there are so many things that we can work hand in hand on state and federal level. And for me, coming in with 8 years experience, I understand the nuances of the district. I understand the diversity of our industries and our people. And I just feel like this is the time when we need to come together and make things work in a better way for all New Mexicans.
Sounds good. Now, what do you think it will take to bring more industries like Facebook and other big industries for economic development, et cetera, here in New Mexico?
To New Mexico, I mean, New Mexico has some work to be done. Okay. Because right now we are ranked 35th in the nation in terms of economic development, which doesn't sound that bad until you compare our neighboring states. They're all ranked in the top 10. Okay. Tort reform would be great. Okay. Tax reform in our state would be great. Okay. Right to work, because our neighboring states are right to work states, and this would just put us on a level playing field with our neighboring states.
Okay. To be more competitive.
Absolutely. Okay. I mean, our weather is beautiful. We have such an enormous amount of opportunity here. Yes. But the other thing, besides just those few things, is we need to ensure that we have a workforce. We need trade schools. Where we're using apprenticeship programs, those types of things. And I just think when we see with other companies and regionally we can be looked at as a state that truly is competitive, I think then we'll see the prosperity that New Mexico is capable of receiving. Absolutely. And we're such a beautiful state. And there's no reason why we couldn't be ranked higher.
And bring in all different types of industries here. Now, give us a sense of the geographic area that you would be, with your position.
Yeah, so Congressional District 2 it's basically from the I-40 south. Okay. Not quite that high north, but essentially just to give somebody, the viewers, a kind of a visual. Okay. It's the I-40 south, and it goes from the Arizona border to the Texas border. Okay. So it encompasses 17 counties. Okay. And so it's it's one of the largest congressional districts in the country.
Awesome.
So it's a huge district.
Well, we are very excited and happy to have you on the Itching to Vote, especially also as a Republican too. Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes. We haven't had many of our Republicans friends, and so you coming in here is awesome for us. Can you give a word of encouragement to voters to get out there, to get to the polls? Because the Itching to Vote concept is about voter engagement and making sure that they want to register, but also actually cast their votes on Election Day, which is coming up in November.
It is, and you know what? We have a fantastic opportunity to get out the vote. We have an opportunity to hold our conservative values in this seat in Congress, and I would just ask everybody to think about those who sacrificed all they had. This is such a precious right that we have. Yes. It is just such an enormous opportunity that we can exercise a right to vote. So I would please just ask everybody to exercise their right to vote, because many countries do not have these same opportunities as we have. And get to know the candidates, get to know the issues, and know how important it is for you to make it to the polls and exercise that right. And I just say we just need to be praying about New Mexico, praying about our nation, and pray for the candidates that you want to see victorious, and get out the vote and take a few friends with you.
And look out for her commercial, Representative Yvette Herrell's commercials, right?
Yes, they are great.
So can you tell the people how they can get more information about your campaign or whatever?
Yeah, in fact, they can email me at YvetteHerrellForCongress.com.
Okay. So Yvette at YvetteHerrellForCongress.com.
Yep. And we have a Facebook page.
Okay, on Facebook as well?
Yvette Herrell for Congress.
Okay,
is our
no
Facebook
problem.
Page,
Okay, we'll have that up on the screen.
Yeah, and then Herrell for Congress is our website. But I'll give you that information so you can put it on the screen.
No problem.
I just appreciate your time and the opportunity, and just please, if nothing else, do yourself a favor and know what you're doing in terms of who the candidates are, and exercise that precious right to vote.
Absolutely. The election is on November 2018, right?
It's the first Tuesday of the month.
First Tuesday of the month. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss that election. Yes, this is Representative Yvette Herrell. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to to send a shout out on the show?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what? I just want to thank my family, and I want to thank God for this amazing opportunity, and really to start an amazing team, and all of District 2 and all of New Mexico. I love you, and I thank you so much for your support.
All right. Representative Yvette Herrell, thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Representative Yvette Herrell on the Itching to Vote. We're getting ready to get out of here now. All right, peace and love.